All right, so the other bit of horror news that I didn't talk about yesterday, probably because I just didn't have enough time, and also it came out later, and the lighting on my camera would have sucked, so I just decided, fuck it, I'll wait till tomorrow, which is now today, and that is where we are now. And that is a bit of casting news for the Friday the 13th TV series, Crystal Lake. That's right, it's still happening. It's nice to actually get some information on the show. It actually, yeah, it really is. I keep forgetting this show is happening because again, it's such like piecemeal. Will it happen? Will it won't? And it's kind of cool because now we have some official casting for the biggest character in the show, arguably outside of Jason himself, and that's Pamela Voorhees. And Pamela Voorhees has been picked by someone I was like, that's kind of perfect, and that is Linda Cardellini. Now, if that name doesn't sound familiar to you, you probably know a lot of her roles. She was Velma in the James Gunn Scooby-Doo live-action movies. She's been the voice of Wendy in Gravity Falls. She's been in such movies as Super, another James Gunn project. She's also been in several other voice acting roles like CJ in Regular Show. You know her voice, and she's like one of those actresses like, oh, it's that person. Yeah. So when there was a rumor, like I think a month or so back, where it was rumored that Linda Cardellini was in talks to play a mystery role in there. And Jason showed me this news, and he's like, "So she's Pamela," and I was like, "Yeah, there's no way she's not Pamela. Like, there is no way you got that actress and weren't gonna have her be Pamela Voorhees." So I know a lot of people are like confused by this pick. I like it. Cardellini is a very underrated actress, especially like she's really good at playing unhinged characters. And you can't get more unhinged than Pamela Voorhees, if I'm being honest. Yeah, I think it's kind of perfect. Now, there's like one show, I can't remember the name of it, but there was a show I occasionally watched because my mother would binge watch this Netflix show where basically what it is a series where it's this Cardellini plays this woman who murdered her husband, and she's trying to play it off as like, well, it's not like that she murdered I can't remember, but she basically plays like this unhinged friend to this woman who lost her husband. And I think it's supposed to be that, if I remember right, it's supposed to be that the friend killed the husband by accident, and she's trying to hide it. It was really, I can't remember the name of it, but it was actually kind of good the few times I caught it. And that I thought back the moment it was announced that officially that Cardellini was going to play Pamela, I was like, yeah, that's perfect. Like, that's kind of perfect. Now, I know what you're thinking also is that she's too young to play Pamela. Well, you have to remember that the show is supposed to be like, again, a prequel series. And again, we don't know the full extent, but it's very clear that like it's supposed to be like Pamela like it's like we've heard and again there may be, because again the original showrunner left, so it's very obvious though that Pamela is going to be the main focus of the show unless something changes. So I would imagine that it's probably going to be set like her raising Jason up until he drowned. And remember, there is like a 5 to 10 year gap after he drowns, and then the events of the first movie. So, and she's actually older than she Cardellini is actually a lot older than she looks. She's actually like, I think if I remember right, she's like in her late 30s, early 40s or something. She's definitely in her 40s somewhere. She's definitely like a lot older than she looks. So if we're gonna go like as a prequel show, and then that gap, I think it kind of adds up to an extent. And again, this property always takes liberties with timelines and whatever. That's the case with horror in general. Now, the show itself, I am still like meeting with trepidation. It is cool that we're finally getting some news, but I'm still like of the mindset of, you don't know what the fuck you're doing, do you? Because after the original showrunner left, and then they got someone new who does have a background in horror, so I do appreciate that. I still have a lot of fear for this show, but it's just kind of nice to see something with the Friday the 13th genre. Hopefully this means we get a new Jason movie at some point. This whole thing with, like, Jason Productions or whatever the fuck Sean S. Cunningham and Victor Miller are trying to say, is finally on the ball's finally inching forward a bit more. So, yeah, if this means we get a new Jason film, yeah. But it's just weird that now the only original, like, of the original slashers, Freddy's still sitting on the sidelines. Probably he's sitting in a corner crying because no one knows what to do with that character. Like, it's so, like, Jason's now getting something, albeit with his mother, but still that franchise is now slowly waking up. Then you have Michael, who just had the Blumhouse films. Then you have Leatherface, who's now coming out with apparently another film. Hopefully, you can't go lower than what we had last time, right? With the last Texas Chainsaw requel movie. You can't get lower than that. But apparently, I'm going to talk about Glenn Powell, the actor, is a part of producing that movie and may star in it. I mean, Viggo Mortensen was in a Texas Chainsaw movie, so I guess sure. But yeah, all the major slashers are, like, getting off the bench and getting, some more kills, and then poor Freddy's in the back, like, I just want a new movie, guys! I just want a new movie, bitch! Anyway, so I just wanted to come on here and talk about it, and I think Cardellini's probably the best pick we've got for Pamela in recent years. But you guys tell me in the comments below, what do you guys think of Linda Cardellini playing Pamela Voorhees, and what do you guys hope for the show? Just comment below, let me know. Other than that, hope you all enjoyed this. I'm Mr. Multiverse. I'll see you next time, Multiverse.